Seen some mixed opinions about this. It's strong weapon, right? But the frame data on it seems to be lacking, especially compared to other options. However, some people just make Greatsword look like an absolutely monster weapon. Like, it's actually kind of insane. HazardL, no exception to this.
It's one of the weapons that, like, takes a long time to get started. Lots of startup frames on the attacks, but once it gets that hit, it gets so much off of it.
And it's got to be tough, too, because you got to be really consistent with your swings, because going against Ailzo right here on the Hasuri, and they got the guitars in hand, like, anytime you miss, you're getting punished. Like, there's just no way around it.
Yeah, Qatar's a similar string weapon. Will have a little bit of quicker startup, so it might be able to find the gaps inside of those Greatsword whiffs, but great read from HazardL, and he'll get the three-piece, immediately pulls it out, and he goes over the sword to finish it off.
Okay, tried to go for the ground pound. Not going to find it, but not going to get punished for it either. Oh, my God, barely living there.
If that was the third finisher for the neutral, it would have had more, but because he went neutral into neutral, a little bit less force, still great position for HazardL, and Ailzo bets it on the ground pound and doesn't find the hit.
That's called putting fear into your opponent by just existing in their space, and that's why Ailzo fell to their doom. And unfortunately for them, they're going to cost them a stock, and they are starting to lose this a lot. Right now, HazardL going nearly a full stock ahead. It's pretty close.
Oh man, HazardL is starting to catch more and more off of Ailzo. Ailzo keeps going for this spot dodge off hit, and HazardL, if he starts to read into that, is going to get more off of it as he gets so much off one read.
Was that a 0 to death on the second stock?
It might as well have been. I think he got tapped a couple times.
It was close.
But you know what? No one's going to correct us, right?
Yeah,
YouTube comments don't care.
Listen, it all feels the same. Like, it feels bad if you're Ailzo. We're going to see if Ailzo can try to find a way to turn this around, try to use their superior frame data at the moment. But, man, you're getting juggled at the moment, just trying to struggle to land on the ground.
Oh, and HazardL back to the great sword. Doesn't get the dodge read that time. Ailzo just trying to find a hit. Wants to make sure he doesn't get 3-sock to start this off. Gets a ground pound, but it's not enough.
Okay, and does find their way back to the stage. Ailzo is just trying to get their first stock. Still not going to be able to find it. Unfortunate. And now Hazard.
Oh! All right, if you're going to get a stock, that's a great way to get a stock.
Yeah, definitely a way to answer back here, but still, you got two more to go through. But you know what? Sometimes game ones is all about collecting data, and hopefully Ailzo can collect what they need, because I don't think they're going to collect the dub here.
Yeah, hopefully he's got someone out there canvassing, doing some surveys, getting some polls out there to find out what the answer is, because HazardL is about to take game number one if Ailzo doesn't do something massive.
I mean, Ailzo's starting to kind of get it going. They're using their movement speed to their advantage. They're diving in and diving to the top blast zone as well as HazardL takes that first dub. And, man, they had some incredible combos to get started here. I mean, we look over at some of the stats, and the difference in damage is by more than 50%. Like, that's 100%.
That was definitely the HazardL show. And now you're seeing that second stock where HazardL got so much. He even got a reset in there. It wasn't just the one dodge read and then went for a three-piece. He extended it to get more distance to the left side to make sure that when he got that finishing side light, it was enough to finish off the stock.
I mean, look at the difference here. You look at the light attacks, too, and it's just HazardL just got so much more out of everything that they wanted to do there. I mean, you see how much damage they got with the great sword, right? But even just the regular sword still putting down so much.
Man, HazardL's first stock got to see all three of Ailzo's. So we'll see if Ailzo can change something up, because right now history says HazardL is going to be taking the big W. Ailzo bringing us to Apocalypse for game number 2.
Now, HazardL has been playing fairly aggressive, but what I think Ailzo might be looking for here is because of how fast Hasuri is, they might be able to try and stuff out a lot of HazardL's options and kind of stop them from being able to reset neutral as much.
I like that dodge away from Ailzo at the very least, kind of changing it up, at least not only going for spot dodges, goes for a wake-up this time, and will catch HazardL moving.
Yep, and now HazardL on the hunt, trying to find a way to close out this stock. Putting down a little bit of damage here. Ailzo is definitely playing this much better, though. They are still behind. Not going to lose the stock quite yet, but
that's a big hitbox. That great sword tossed from the left side finds the hit onto Ailzo, and again, HazardL with the lead.
I threw that from downtown, man. That was actually insane. But yeah, HazardL, again, off to a strong lead. But Ailzo is looking much better this time around. I mean, we see him almost in the red. It's dark orange for sure, and Ailzo has to try and use his movement speed as best as possible, but you got to find a way on the stage first.
Again, Ailzo with the spot dodge on HazardL, and HazardL, you want runway as a greatsword player, but the fact that he managed to get so much in the air on Ailzo, that's big.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has a nice little download on his opponent, figuring out exactly how they want to play around this. But okay, HazardL continuing to try and put down this pressure. Ailzo just kind of struggling just to keep their feet on the stage. They're jumping around a lot, and when they're not jumping, they're just being juggled. So
HazardL in full control, looking for the finisher here. Ailzo again trying to find the stock, goes for the uppercut, doesn't quite finish off the stock of HazardL.
Okay.
Doesn't want the sword just yet. There it is. Recovery. Okay, keeps the stock count even for a little bit.
Yep. And I mean, you are in the red here, but you're already off to a much better start than game one, right? You're answering back a little bit. You definitely collected some data. You're definitely trying to change up how you're approaching HazardL, you know, in any way, shape, or form. Doesn't matter the weapon. Right now, unarmed.
No.
Look at this beautiful combo. Drops it, unfortunately, but definitely a nice start.
Yeah, that's one thing that's tough about Katars is like you go for the down air and it gives them the opportunity to reset their dodge on the stage. So Ailzo had to go for another dodge read, just didn't quite find it. He still found some good momentum though.
And HazardL, their movement is actually really nice right now. They're spacing in and out. They're not committing to anything too hard. And that's because they recognize the problems that a great sword can bring because they're waiting for those openings to clutch out the stocks. And just like that, HazardL takes another stock in game two.
But like you said earlier, this is closer. It's looking more doable for Ailzo. Sword in hand. Maybe more wake-ups are in order against HazardL.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely see if they can find a way to clutch this out right now. It's looking a little difficult for Ailzo. Okay, does have a little bit of something going on here. They could potentially find a way to close out the stock. Gets the Katars in hand. We've seen how they can combo. It's just finding those openings, man, because HazardL does not give many of them.
Goes for the offstage, misses the ground pound. HazardL gets past and is going to keep this corner.
Okay. Oh, man, unfortunately, just Ailzo, they just look nervous. They don't want to commit to anything, and I get it. But sometimes you just got to start pressing buttons, try to get those combos going.
Yo, I love a good nair after getting hit by a greatsword. That thing comes out so quick for the Katars. Ailzo needs to find some answer against HazardL's greatsword, but he's got weapon advantage. He's got him on the corner. A downlight side air could be good, but HazardL gets past.
Yeah, I mean, that was just great patience from HazardL, too. Not feeling like they need to go pick up that weapon in the other side of the stage. They're just waiting to see what Ailzo was going to do, see what they wanted to commit to, and then got around them to be able to pick up that weapon. And look at this. Now Ailzo can't even land, losing the last stock of game two. That was just beautiful gameplay from HazardL.
Yeah, that was just clean. A textbook greatsword play coming out from HazardL. He's been looking so good here. And again, he has such a massive lead over Ailzo.
And granted, you didn't double the damage dealt this time around, but that's still a lot. That's a still big difference. Just like 220.
I love the character select music, that kind of like circus music comes in just for a moment there. It kind of just feels like they're clowning because we've got the jester on the screen. HazardL for game number 3, sticking with the Jaehyun.
Yep, and we'll see how, I mean, Ailzo does different here because right now, oh, it looks like they just changed the skin. All right, but they're trying to get that opening. We've seen what they can do once they got that, you know, they find the opportunity with the Katars, but HazardL just really does not just allow you to just hit them. Like, you got to really outplay them.
Yeah, you got to work to get those hits onto HazardL. Gets in on top of him. This is the opportunity. Ailzo goes for the Ensig read, doesn't find it. Just outside of the side light from HazardL, but a great spot dodge to avoid the punish.
Yeah, man, they're doing a great job just getting these onesies, twosies with the greatsword, not really committing to anything. Like, if they get a hit, they're not all automatically going all in on the combo. They're just trying to see what Ailzo's going to be doing.
Yeah, trying to reassess what the dodge read is against Ailzo. Both of them getting damage built up. This is the best Ailzo has looked so far. Oh, the weapon toss, knocking him out so you don't get the big force dump at the end of the sword recovery, and that time he drops it.
And HazardL going way off stage. And you're going to leave an opening for Ailzo to take the first lead of the set.
Really good edge guard coming out from Ailzo, getting that down like round pound. Like you said, finally managing to build his first lead against HazardL.
And now we got HazardL sword in hand. So are going to take a little bit of extra damage here from Ailzo, the Katars.
Classic.
Tempted to make the recovery, get that wall touch, but HazardL was ready for the punish, closing out that first stock. And it's pretty much even here. It's a small difference, but it's not by much.
Really good matchup knowledge from HazardL to be high enough to avoid that gravity cancel end. Sig goes for the edge guard. Ailzo's getting hits. Nair doesn't get the spiking property, so HazardL can get back up safely with the help of that side air.
Unfortunate, and almost taking a stock in the process of the weapon toss. Barely missing out on that one. Ailzo has got to be feeling a little bit of fear.
Yeah, he's got to be sweating at least a little bit. Elimination point here, as if HazardL wins this one, Ailzo's done for the day.
Okay, yep, goes for the recovery. Not going to do anything else with it, though, just putting down some damage. And look, I just like the fact that they're willing to just kind of like turn their back, like, oh, I'm just going to walk away from you. And then all of a sudden, Ailzo starts making an approach, and HazardL is ready for an option.
Yeah, just kind of drag the opponent along, right? Just kind of sit just outside of their range and then go in when you see the opportunity. Ailzo finds the neutral light.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, that's a punish.
Yeah.
Just a neutral light?
I guess so. I mean, oh, wow, still not going to be able to close it out. They do have the great sword in hand, though. This stock should be disappearing. There it goes. Sayonara, see you later. Goodbye. But now we get to a last stock situation here for Ailzo. This could be the end of their run. Wow, not going to be able to take that one.
Really good GC downlight from HazardL to cover both sides and get that finisher. Finish off the stock. Can he get the momentum here? Oh, doesn't get the dodge read this time. Was expecting the dodge out.
Okay, HazardL. Wow, just doing a really good job here. Nice combo to get things started. Again, just doing a beautiful job. Like, not committing to anything and just waiting to see what Ailzo's going to do. But Ailzo finally answering back. Last stock situation here. Can they do
the thumbs up?
Need to? I don't know what's going on here, but they need to make a big play here if they want to stay in this bracket.
He gets the dunk, gets the downlight, going for the big plays. Doesn't get the neutral light, though. Needs more big plays, though, as HazardL is one good read from finishing off Ailzo.
Yeah, but it looks like Ailzo's got the idea now with the Katars in hand. Listen, I've got the speed, I've got the power, I just got to find my opening. The HazardL is making it difficult for them. Sword in hand, okay. Not quite going to close off the stock yet. Big punish, no, nothing.
The Nair to protect the landing, the recovery, not enough from HazardL. One more, and Ailzo's done. Doesn't get the dodge read.
Whoa!
Oh, he's just throwing out recoveries. He knows all he needs is one.
Yep, and yeah, Ailzo's got to be very careful. Try to remain grounded if you can, because HazardL feels like they've got the read on you, and it's just a matter of you slipping up. Oh!
Neutral light. Avoids it. Ailzo wants that dodge read.
Oh!
Side light, nothing. Side air, and HazardL is going to take out Ailzo 3-0.
That was a very tense situation at the end there. You could see that Ailzo, recognizing what HazardL wanted, tried to remain grounded as much as possible, but sometimes you resort to bad habits and you start jumping, but the damage output between these two was closer than it had.